Hey guys, it's Sheri Vegas and welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use the swipe technique to create really cool effects like this. First up, you're going to need a few different pigments. I have got Barens and Just Resin pigments that I'll be using today. I'm using turquoise from Just Resin's, yellow from Barens in their tint. I'm also using Barnes' white and Barnes' grey, as well as Barnes' turquoise and their magenta colour, which is also in their tints. What you want to do first to create this technique is apply your white resin to your board, and you're going to use this as your base colour. The resin that I've decided to use today is from Just Resin, and this is their epoxy based art resin, which is a 2:1 ratio. But you can use whatever resin you like to achieve this effect. What really matters most is the layering and the type of pigments that you choose to create this effect. How this effect is created is by layering your different pigments, so that's why I've got tints as well as opaque pigments. Once you have your board covered in your base color, and today I've decided my base color is white. Your base color doesn't need to be an opaque color because it's heavy and not a tint. Then all you need to do is start applying your other colors in any pattern that you desire. I've just chosen to do a squiggly line, and now I'm applying all of my colors, which are all tints as well as the opaque gray, and I'm going to be layering those. And that's how we're going to create this effect, is by the layering of the different pigments, that some are lighter and some are heavier depending on whether they're a tint or an opaque color, and that is going to help us get that desired outcome that we are after. Once you've added all of your colors to your area of the board, then all you need to do is get a piece of card or a piece of paper. I always curve up the edges just because it makes it easier to pull across the resin, and you just want to lightly drag it over the area of your choice, and this will create the really cool swipe effect. Hey, if you are liking this video so far, then give it a big thumbs up. It really does help me out and it gets YouTube to show this to more people. And if you're new to my channel, why don't you subscribe so you can see more of my art tutorials? It is completely up to you by how far across you drag it on your board and where you put your placement of your colors. I feel like this is such a cool way to create some resin art, and it's so super simple once you know how. And you get some really cool lacing and cells by using this. As you can see, some cells are starting to pop up and appear where I have just swiped, and that's why it's so important to pick the right pigments and use ones that are translucent and ones that are opaque, because they have different densities, and that's how you get the really cool patterns that get created when you swipe the resins across each other, and you get the really beautiful lacing and cells. And that's literally how simple it was to create such an impactful piece of resin art. If you enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you go and check out my 3 ways to create cells. As well, if you're new to resin art, then I do have a top tips and tricks for beginners guide. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help me out because it lets YouTube show it to more people. And don't forget to subscribe. And if you are in the Brisbane or Gold Coast area, I do run resin art workshops, so please go and check me out on Facebook for all the details to my workshops. Thank you guys so much for watching.